Welcome back. In this section, we'll be talking to you about borrowing money. You'll learn how to evaluate loan options, how to qualify for loans, and how to manage debt so it aligns with your financial goals. When discussing loans, the term credit refers to an arrangement where you defer payment for borrowing money or making a purchase until later. In other words, you get money or stuff now, and you agree to pay it back later over time. For instance, if you take out a car loan, you can drive off in the car, but then you have to make payments until the loan is paid off. The amount of money that you owe in a debt is referred to as the principal balance. When you buy or borrow on credit, you end up paying back more than the principal amount that you borrowed. The amount that you're charged on top of the principal is called interest, and it's determined by a percentage called an interest rate. Your interest rate is determined by the level of risk that you pose to the lender. Potential lenders look at your credit score, credit history, and other qualifying factors to estimate the risk that you will default on the loan and to determine your interest rate. Your loan payments are based on 4 key areas: the amount you borrow or finance, your interest rate, the payment interval, and the repayment period. There are other loan options and terms that also may affect the loan payment, but the 4 I just mentioned are the most common elements determining your payment amount. To illustrate the importance of the repayment period or time it takes for you to pay back the loan, follow along with this example. If you borrowed $1,000 to purchase a new computer and the lender gave you the opportunity not to make payments on a loan with a 25% interest rate for a year, then you would owe about $1,250 total, or $250 in interest. Now, in contrast, if you paid the loan off after 2 months, you'll have paid much less, around $60 in interest. So generally, the quicker you pay off debt, the less total interest that you will pay. Before we continue, I want to point out something important. Being good at managing your money doesn't mean you have to be good at math. Don't let these calculations scare you. Nowadays, there are online resources that can walk you through the calculations. Just focus on the overall lesson and practice with the calculators provided in this course so you can understand the computations. It's important to note that anytime you borrow money, there is risk. With most loans, if you pay late or default, those actions will have a negative impact on your credit report. In some cases, if you stop making your loan payments, you'll have to forfeit what you purchased. For example, if you don't make payments on a mortgage, the lender can foreclose on your home. If you don't make your car payments, then they'll send a tow truck to repossess your automobile. There can even be situations where your wages are garnished to pay back a loan. So it's important that you always understand the possible consequences before you borrow money. Now that you have a general understanding about the basics of borrowing money, the remaining lessons will help you feel confident the next time you're considering a loan or developing a debt reduction plan.